Alright. Hey yo, thank you for joining me for a Galaxy Heroes video today. This one is hopefully going to be a quick one, as long as I don't accidentally hit all the buttons. So we're going to go back into the squad selection here. Today we're discussing I'm super excited. Finally, we have a Conquest unit that I'm interested in. I've missed the last couple since Queen Amidala. I just haven't been as interested. And so a lot of my gameplay hasn't been as interested because you don't get the crons, so you're not doing as well in PvP. Anyways, I am thrilled that we're getting this character. When they put out a poll asking us what we wanted and I put it in, I thought I'd be the only one putting it in. I didn't think it would ever actually happen. I'm thrilled. I'm so happy that we are going to be doing that. But it means I've got to work extra hard to get into red crate area. If I get gold crate, probably going to have to buy the $10 pass. Got to make sure that, break that free to play. Trying to make sure that I keep all of the Darkside characters at least unlocked. I'm only missing Balin and now Rey, who is also Sith. Oh, she has the Sith tag. I love this character so much already. Anyways, so very excited, but we got a lot of work to do. And so making this video, I just want to share how I plan on doing some things and talk about some of the challenges that are in our way. A couple of them are going to be the Conquest characters that I just missed out on. So let's go over the global feats here. I'll read them off of the data mine, and then I'll talk about how I plan on getting to them. 250 enemies on the golden path. That's really easy. Usually I have that done by sector 3 and I'm not even trying. I always go the top golden path because I want more access to data discs, because everything really relies on your data disc selection. It can lift some of the lower teams that aren't as well geared, and make some of these challenges. I'm sure there's going to be some very difficult battles, and a good a good data disc set can get you through those. 15 battles with both Merrick and Shin in your squad. Now, it just says in your squad. We have had in the past where it says that, and then they have to survive. So I've got a couple teams here that I think can do it and keep them alive, because Jedi Master Luke has the ability to kind of stay there and be the tank. So if it's a single target team, they stay safe. First order. Sometimes these guys can get out and murder them right away. The reason that I have the 3 Kylos in there, there's a couple reasons. One is for the full squad of unaligned Force users, and that's what that is as well. So trying to double dip in some of these, of course, including in that Lord Vader squad. Now, if you get the Amplify Agony as well as Volatile Accelerator, again, I haven't looked at the discs that are available, but if you can get those, a lot of times you can bring the whole team down to almost nothing with one AoE from Lord Vader, and then whoever gets to go can pop off and kill somebody. So and the reason we have the crit chance down there is because on Grand Moff Tarkin's special ability, his AoE, not the attack one, but the AoE buff, it gives crit chance down. So that's why we have that there as well. So that's pretty helpful. And that is going to be the next one we're talking about, is 100 times crit chance down. Leia is another one that I want to point out here, is on her AoE, she gives crit chance and crit damage down to enemy attackers. That's the one with the rolling logs. So she's going to be huge. If you have her up and running, she's going to be huge in this Conquest too. A lot of these GLs usually are, but those specific ones are going to be pretty important, I think. Crit chance down. You also have crit chance down on Soonfak. Whenever he attacks out a turn, he's able to get in there and get it done. Night Trooper. We're going to be using Night Trooper a lot in this whole thing. Night Trooper on their AoE also has crit chance down. Who else? I can only talk about the people that I know the kit. Oh, Jedi Knight Cal. Did I put him in here? No, of course not. Jedi Knight Cal, if he's low on health, he can apply it down on his basic, but I almost never have him low health, but I always also use him with Jedi Master Luke. So if you have him and you're using him in another spot or using him as a leader, maybe when he gets low on health, you use his basic and get some of those crit chance downs there. Darkside Online Force user. It's probably not going to surprise anybody, but the Inquisitors make an appearance in every single one of these sectors. And they're a fantastic team with a wide array of buffs and debuffs. You don't need Reva to access many of these. The armor shred is going to be a lot easier with Reva, but I'll talk about what each of the individual Inquisitors bring that's going to be super helpful here. 15 battles with Night Sisters. We've got 2 teams, so you can split the duties. I did put Night Trooper in there, so again, crit chance down on the AoE from Night Trooper, and also we have to keep Night Trooper alive in a couple of these battles, so we're going to use them throughout. 15 battles with Galactic Republic. We got 2 teams. The standard Padme with Cat, because I don't have Jedi Master Kenobi. If you have Jedi Master Kenobi, things are going to be a little bit easier for you. And 501st. 501st, even with those low gear 5s and Rex, they put in a great amount of work. I talked recently about how my gas is modded for offense. As long as you are, especially farming the Datacron nodes, right, you don't care if the other 2 die, you just got to get through it 15 times, so they're pretty great there. Those 2, the Galactic Republic and the Night Sister squads, unlock new discs. You can use them, obviously, and they should be pretty strong. I haven't looked at them, of course, but then you have to use those discs in order to get the big points from that. So, in Sector 1, the first feat is crit damage down. Crit damage down, Leia, again, on that AoE, has crit damage and crit chance down. So that is fantastic. That's against attackers. Bastila on her, Bastila Fallen, I should be specific, on her fear ability is going to put crit damage down on everybody. So it either happens immediately or when the fear expires. I didn't put, oh yes I did. So Dash Rendar. Dash Rendar also has the ability to give crit damage down on his AoE. I didn't mark that, but because we do have to do full Merc teams, pretty self-explanatory here for the full Mercs. Just put in your best mercenaries available. If you have Dash Rendar and you can find a couple Zealous Ambition and a couple Healthy for the data discs, he'll wipe a whole board. Obviously, if you do that, you're not going to be getting the crit chance down. The enemy does have to survive, but it would make it easier to get through. I just have Boba and Fennec in there just as placeholders. I can move them if they're not doing what I need them to do. We need 10 battles with Morgan Elsbeth surviving. I figure just put her with the Great Mother's team, that she has been doing great work for me in Grand Arena, Territory War. I tested them out in the Squad Arena a little bit, and I've enjoyed them. Still working on them, of course, but there we are. 40 Blight, best source for Blight is going to be Captain Enoch and the 2 Resurrected Troopers. We're going to use this team a lot for a lot of different things here. Again, we might be relying on some disc help, especially in the later zones here. And then No Attacker is... I love the No Attacker. There's a couple of different squads. I like to use this one, and I should have put it down, I'll use the Sith trio with Thrawn and Tank, like either Set, or I'll use it with Malik. And it's fantastic against Mon Mothma teams, who else? Bugs. There's a lot of teams that they do a lot of great work at. But that is for the mini bosses, the No Attacker. So I just did the Night Sisters. That Night Sister squad has no attackers in it. All the damage is coming from supports, and then you've got a healer and a tank. It's fantastic. It's going to be one of those nice little double dips that automatically happen as you're trying to complete the other battles. Now, for the other mini boss one, it's Death Trooper Paradia surviving. So hopefully you can get that done in the same way that I have this one set up, or you can go back and use that first one and then just put that Night Trooper in for one of the other ones and have him revive 1,000 times and hopefully keep him alive at the end. So that is definitely another option you can do. For the main boss, you have to win with Luth and Rail in your squad. And obviously I won't be able to do that, but self-explanatory enough. And then also win with Merrick surviving. So we're going to try to do either the full Merc or, again, try to get after them with one of my GLs and hide them in the back there. Sector 2. I am moving through this pretty quickly. Again, you're going to be able to know, maybe I can give you some ideas, but a lot of the times you know what you're capable of in getting these event feats done. So, potency up. We need 50 of them. Potency up. You're going to be able to find that pretty easily on Spy. Spy's AoE, the non-attacking special. He'll give potency up to everybody. Rex's form up ability. It's amazing that I know the name of that ability. Will give everybody potency up. You also need 30 armor shreds in this zone, and so gas is a decent source for that. You can get 1, maybe 2 per battle. Usually don't get much more than that. Potency up. Let's see. Did I put them? Yes. So again, Inquisitors are going to be amazing here. Potency up, armor shred, and online force user. So potency up. You've got Fifth Brother's AOE. It will give everybody the mass potency up when you hit somebody. Eighth Brother gains it whenever he attacks out of stealth. So he gets his own. So that's pretty useful. Armor Shred, you're going to get it from Eighth Brother if you're consuming 5 stacks or more of Purge on his second special. And Third Sister, if you use her first special, and she's already at full health, she'll apply Armor Shred. So you can stack 3, 4, 5 in a battle. So that's pretty... I love that. Armor Shred. Now, potency up, I have Kyle Katarn in here for that. Kyle Katarn gives his entire ally team the potency up. You're going to get through the potency up much faster than you can get through the armor shred, I think, because we have so many different options. And so when you do get through that potency up, you can take Kyle out and put gas in there. Gas, or even if you wanted to start early, you could take Basilishan out and put gas in there. Just trying to give multiple options and spread out the use of their fatigue, so trying to keep them all energized throughout the whole battle. That's usually the most difficult part. And so you could take Kyle out of there, put gas in, and you've got 2 sources of armor shred, because Jedi Knight Cal Kestis has one on his first special on his second turn, so he uses his basic, and then that first special applies armor shred and I think stun. So that's super useful. Let's see, Great Mother surviving 10 battles. Again, self-explanatory. You can't really beat around that. I also think this is probably the best online force user team that's available for most people. I do have Malicos, so I could put together like a full squad of unaligned force users using a Seer team. I think that one's pretty well publicized as well. And it doesn't matter if it's light or dark here. So you just have to have a squad of unaligned force users. So that one's not too bad. You do have to kill an enemy with Shin. Like I talked about earlier, you could possibly use the Lord Vader way to apply so many debuffs, and then the Amplify Agony doesn't kill anybody, but it will bring them down to like 1 HP. You pass the turn over to Shin and then slap somebody. Boom. Done. One with the full squad of Night Sisters. Again, we've got that throughout the whole thing. Some of these are very repetitive. in the boss, now those were the mini boss ones. For the boss, we're looking at defeat an enemy with Ezra the Exile. Again, I missed out on that. I'm thinking a lot of people did, especially if you are going for the 6 rounds to get him. I think I have 0 shards of him, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. So we'll figure it out. Like I said, if I get gold crate, like if I can't do it because I don't have the 2 conquest units and the legendary unit, then I'll just have to purchase the pass. I should still get gold crate anyways with that. And then win with a full squad of mercenary units. Same thing that I had in there before. Again, I feel like a couple of these can be changed out. And if we can complete the Merrick and Shin early, right? Because it's only 15 battles. It's really not bad. You can get that done in 2 sectors if you're efficient with it. So if you do get it done, then the full Merc gets a lot easier. I mean, mine are gear 11 waiting. I think Merrick just became farmable today. Or did Shin? One of them just became farmable today. So I got to start working on those shards myself. So yeah, that is Sector 2. Hopping into Sector 3 here. Accuracy down 50 times. We've got a couple of decent sources for that. I'm going to go right into the Inquisitors here. Right, again, I use them a lot in every game mode. But 7th on her assist will apply accuracy down. 8th Brother on his AoE will also do so. Up here, we need a lot of Imperial Remnant stuff too. So Death Trooper surviving for 10 battles, but also Scout Trooper will apply accuracy down on her basic. So that's pretty nice. Stuns, if you haven't used Bad Batch, and I think a lot of people know that Bad Batch is good, a lot of people farmed Bad Batch for Lord Vader, or you have them because their ship is bomb. Bad Batch is so good on stunts. I don't have Omega up and running really. She's like gear 8, I think. So I put Captain Rex in that last slot. Captain Rex also has a stun on his single target attack there. So between Echo and Tech, you're throwing a whole bunch of stuns out there. Hunter also has the ability to stun. And Wrecker. Wrecker has a AoE stun. This whole team is very good at putting the stuns out there. Another team that is amazing with stuns is the standard Star Killer team. Jahani has a single one on her first special that gives her the taunt. And then Palpatine obviously has the ability to stun the entire team. Possibly even for 2 turns if everybody has shock and he consumes it. Another really good source of stun, and that team can be it has a huge range. You can take down all sorts of teams with a good Star Killer team. Also, typically 3-star it, right? Even if you lose somebody, Visas can bring them back. Keep in mind, when you're going through this, you do want to 3-star the battles in the lineup, right? If your team is just not good enough to 3-star the battle, but they can survive it, you can come back later, but 3-star it on your first time through, and then go back and do the feats, right? That's the most important thing. Like, it's cool if you can complete them at the same time, but if you're just not at that level yet, the main priority is 3-star those battles. You don't want to have to go back and star them up and pinch your banners that way. It's difficult to do it that way. Right. No lead. I've got 2 really good options here. I like Wat Tambor lead. You pass the tech over to Supreme Leader Kylo. You give Kylo the Master's training and let him basically solo anything. Again, if Merrick and Shin don't have to survive that battle, this is another fantastic one that you can use later when you're either farming datacrons, or if you have to go back and you're just farming a specific battle, just having fun with it, you can do it there. I've used this one with Malik in the lead, Talon out there, Basilishan Fallen. Basically, the idea is keep everybody shocked, keep everybody feared, keep everybody behind Malik, let them attack Malik and feed the whole team turn meter, and then just eat everybody with Nihilus. It is a lot of fun. So that one works really well. Let's see, Sector 3, you have to win with Morgan Elsbeth surviving. Again, I didn't go and do it over and over again. This is where you stop seeing the repeats. But Morgan Elsbeth in that Great Mother team, fantastic. Defeat an enemy with mercenary units. If you, in that no lead, like Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, if you can pop one of them off, or, if you bring that Lord Vader team forward and you're able to get a kill with either Shin or Merrick and keep them alive, or if you don't need to keep them alive and you're just farming crons, that's another great way to get it done. Well, no, not farming crons because that's the mini boss. So yes, you do got to get a kill with a mercenary unit. That might be when you come back for when you have your full disc selection. Win with Padawan Sabine Wren. She's a Marquis, right? Okay. So Padawan Sabine, you just put in your lineup and win, and should get the 4 points for that. And then for the boss, you also have win with only dark side characters. We have options just on this screen here of doing that. So you're working towards sector feats, you're working towards the boss feat, you're working towards the global feat. There's a lot of double and triple dipping in some of these teams, which is fantastic. Again, I got a little lazy here because a lot of it is just repeat teams. So you're going to go back into the list and reapply it here. Speed down, again, yeah, you're going to get sick of the Inquisitors, I'm sure. But speed down is fantastic. What did I skip here? Oh, I skipped stuns in Sector 3, did I? Yep. Yep, okay. No, I talked about stuns. Stuns you can also get from Dark Trooper Moff Gideon's team. Stun has it on his basic if they have Daze or Stagger from Dark Trooper. I think Death Trooper also on his basic if an enemy is stunned, so that's great. Fifth Brother on his special. Who else? I don't have them in this group, but Thrawn on his basic, Royal Guard on his basic. They can also throw some stuns out there. So did want to mention that. Speed down for Sector 4. Again, 7th on her assist. 8th Brother on 2 stacks consumed. We'll do it. Let me double check that. But yeah, 8th Brother on 2 stacks consumed. Normally we wait for 5 or 6 and consume them in order to, 2 stacks. Speed down for 2 turns. So normally we wait for 5 so that we can get that armor shred, but now you can just do it early once you get to Sector 4 and inflict speed down instead. Night Trooper and Captain Enoch in your squad win 10 battles. Again, go back to that just pure Captain Enoch squad, and with the right disc combinations and stuff like that, you should be able to get through. Shin Hati surviving. Again, hide them behind JML or Lord Vader, or kill them first with First Order, things like that. You can get that done pretty easily. 10 battles without losing any units. If you're already doing it with Shin Hati staying alive, chances are you're getting through without losing any units. That's how I feel about it anyways. At Gear 11, I don't have a ton of confidence in her ability to not get AoE'd to dust. So it's going to be about protecting them and taking out the other team before they can get back there. No Force users, so no Jedi, no Sith, no unaligned Force users. This is, if you have Amplify Agony and Volatile Accelerator, this team is so good. It moves so quick. You'll be able to take out teams before they even get a turn, which is marvelous. And so that's for the mini boss. Defeat an enemy with any Kylo Ren. Again, you can go back to that global team, put the 3 Kylos and the Shin and Merrick, and try to just beat somebody down before they even get a chance to get through, especially if it's I don't know anything about the mini boss, but if it's a single target team, the chances of them getting through crew that fast, fairly slim. You can get your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren out there, beat them before they can get back there to beat them. When with Hu Yang surviving, he's being dropped tomorrow. So if you're going to buy him, great, good for you. If not, you're in the same boat that I am with the Shin and Merrick kind of. You're going to gear him up a little bit and maybe put some survivability mods on him and just hope for the best. Carry him through with either a GL or put him in like that 5th slot in a CLS squad, something like that. Try to hide him back there and keep him from getting killed. And again, when with a full squad of unaligned force users was the boss one. Sector 5. Let's hop right in here. Also, speed down. Now that I'm looking at it, there are other options. Basilisk Fallen on that fear, again, applies it to everybody, and will also apply it to everybody when that fear does expire. So her ability fear that applies fear will also apply speed down to everybody. Oh, Darth Vader, his AoE, Force Crush. That will also apply speed down. And so you could put him with like a Lord Vader and then Empire, the Royal Guard. And then you've got a tank and then taking multiple turns with Darth Vader and Lord Vader. You should be able to beat any team before they can get back there to Shin and Merrick. That might be a wonderful option I didn't even think about until just now. Sector 5. So we need to get crit damage up 50 times. Again, the return of the Geonosians again. So this team is really good for a lot of these. And they had a pack, so I think most people who are willing to spend money already have them. Relic 3, I think the pack was. So yeah, really good team for a lot of these. And so the Geonosian Brute Alpha, on his heal ability, if the Brute is still alive, you're going to get 5 crit damage up, because he's going to pass it to, 6 of them, I apologize, because he's going to pass it to everybody. So that's going to be another nice easy one if you can find a team that they can beat, especially if you're farming crons at the end in that Sector 5. Crit damage up, and 10 Imperial Remnant. So you have to win 10 battles with a full squad of Imperial Remnants. And again, that's 15 banners. So you can use, if you have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon like I do, there's a second team that you can use, and you'll be able to get through it pretty easily, I think. But I do want to stress that this Enoch, Night Trooper, Death Trooper team are going to be really important throughout the whole thing. So if you can find a way to get this team to work, more power to you. This also does the crit damage up. So the Scout Trooper, their second special will give it to other troopers, which there's only 1 on this team, but still 2 is not bad. And then if you move to another Imperial Remnant team, if you have either Moff Gideon for a lead, so even if you don't have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, you can use that special ability and give all the troopers an extra bonus up. Or if you're running a Stark, Veers, Piet, and you put Scout Trooper in there, you can get more of those crit damage ups, but then you're also losing the 10 battles with Imperial Remnant. But it's just 10. I mean, these are really easy for us, which is fantastic. Crit damage up, Rey. And then Jedi Training Rey is also really good. If you put her in the lead, she's going to be able to go ahead and provide for a lot of crit damage up. Also, you need to evade 100 attacks in battles you win. My favorite one is on the bottom here. I love that Darth Maul lead. Your evasion goes up, and they just beat on Malak until you eventually use Sith Eternal Emperor. And then you just nuke everybody out. And it takes a long time because Sith Eternal Emperor is not even in the lead. So you take a long time to get there, but when you do, you get to kill everybody, and by then you've got 50 evades in a battle. It's long, but I love how efficient it is, especially against Geonosians. They're just pounding on Malak and giving themselves fear, and then hitting Malak over and over again, and then giving themselves fear. And in between each one, they crit him, and then he gains stealth, and then gains turn meter, evades the next one, and then gains stealth and turn, and it's a nice little loop. So yeah, but crit damage up for the resistance is obviously you get it from BB-8, his Illuminated Destiny, her Illuminated, I don't know, their Illuminated Destiny gives a whole bunch of buffs, including crit damage up. And Jedi Training Rey naturally gets crit damage up if she has Foresight. At the end of her turn, she gets crit damage up. So, pretty easy to get a hold of crit damage up there. And because of all the Foresight flying around, the evades come out pretty good. If you run a Finn or a who's the other one? Poe, the original Poe. If you run a Finn or Poe lead and use Zori, I don't have Zori, don't really use her, not really my thing. She does really well at getting crit damage up, though. She passes a lot of really good buffs around. So you could do that as well if that fits your roster better than this. But this is probably what I'll use to get that. Win without any attackers. Again, we've got we've got a Night Sister squad, and then my favorite, the Sith trio with Thrawn and a tank. So that one's pretty good. Shin Hati surviving. We by Sector 5. It might be more difficult, obviously, especially if it's an AOE team on that mini boss. But we should be pretty good at trying to do that by then. For the boss, win with only light side characters. And so that one's pretty easy. That Rey team should be able to handle most of the things. Again, a lot of this is going to depend on Dis. Dis can absolutely help elevate your squad to all sorts of new heights, to beat all sorts of teams that they normally wouldn't. And then the other boss feat is win with Balin in your squad. And obviously I'll be missing that. I'm sure a lot of people will. So yeah, that was how I plan to attack this one. I hope you guys are as excited as I am, and I hope many of us get to unlock her. I think this is going to be a huge one, not only as a lifter, but I think she just looks like one of the coolest characters. Like, it's a video game, and why are you restricting us to canon things, right? So that was my thought process, and to get her is just so cool. So cool. Anyways, thank you for joining me for this one. Another long video. I apologize. But I hope it does help anybody out there who's trying to figure out where to go, what to do. And, thank you again. And may the Force be with you.